Countdown to chaos, but I'm not a Bitcoin bear. I just want to show you a realistic picture. Yes, we see right now Bitcoin is pumping to 30K, but watching the S&P fund PE ratio, we will see another massive dump. And what is the PE ratio? This is what I want to teach you in this video. So what is the PE ratio? PE ratio of S&P 500 is $22.29. PE ratio means what are willing the customers to pay per earnings for every dollar a S&P 500 company earn. So at the moment, the companies are willing, or the customers are willing to pay $22.29 per $1 earning of a S&P 500 company. Is this number a good number or a bad number? And this is what I want you to teach, bratans, because it's an old Wall Street rule calculated by the number 20 minus the current inflation. The current inflation is at the moment right now around 5%, so it should be $15 per earning. And what we see here right now, the S&P 500 is highly overbought, $22.29, so it should be $7 less. And what it means the S&P 500 still has to cool down. But why I'm speaking about the S&P 500, not about Bitcoin? It's very clear, because the S&P 500 is the leading indicator of Bitcoin. If S&P 500 dropping down, Bitcoin will drop even more. And I want to prove you, if we are watching on the monthly, the top of the S&P 500 until the bottom, we dropped 25%, right? But what Bitcoin did, if we are watching here from the top of 69K to the bottom, and the bottom was around 15K, it was 75%. Bitcoin dropped 3 times harder than the S&P 500. And the S&P 500, it cannot be, if the S&P 500 see massive drop, that Bitcoin will skyrocket. I mean, we hope that this will happen in the future, but not at the moment. And the S&P 500, if right now people saying, no, it's not about the S&P 500, it's okay. Watch my previous videos, because what we saw this week or last week, we saw the GDP. This is the most important number. It's showing us if the economy of the US economy or any economy of a country is going into recession or not. And what we saw, it's down from 2.6% to 1.1. So it's nearly 50% slowing down the US economy. This is dramatic. And what even worse is that the inflation is spiking up to 4.6%, right? The inflation spiking up while the economy is slowing down. Usually when the economy is slowing down, the inflation should also go down, because the companies produce less, we as consumers consume less, and so on and so on. But this is a massive problem. And S&P 500, that S&P 500, now we are coming back to the S&P 500, you see it's still heavily overbought. And I have here a calculator to show you how low the S&P 500 can go, and then I tell you also how low Bitcoin can go. You can calculate how low the S&P 500 can go. At the moment, the price at 4,169. The PE ratio is at 22.29. In order to cool down, the PE ratio has to go to 15. So this would mean that the S&P 500 should go as low as 2,800. Just imagine, 2,800. Let us quickly watch and compare. And I'm coming how low Bitcoin. What does this mean for Bitcoin? Because if the S&P 500 dropping to 2,800 from this high where we are now, it's around 30% dump. It perfectly matches also with the support line, right? At around 2,800, 2,900. You see here, resistance and support, resistance, support. If we are watching the big picture of the economy, we see a massive banking crisis. Three banks bankrupt, and they're about next banks to come, which could bankrupt. If we are watching here the regional banking index, which heavily dropped from the start of the year. You see here from the start of the year, since January, we see a massive drop, and this is only 3 banks out of hundreds of banks. So if we are watching the real estate market, if we're watching the banks, if we are watching that the economy is slowing down while the inflation is going up, if we're watching the S&P 500 is still heavily overbought, we are not in a bull market yet. However, yes, we can go to 34K. Still, we can go to 34K. And I speak about this in a second. But how low we can go in Q3, Q4, it's not obviously a guarantee. If the S&P 500 drops by 30%, are expecting Bitcoin to drop at least by the double, by 60%. $12,000 absolutely possible. What could be even worse if we're dropping by 75%? Then we can go even to $7,500 or $8,000. And look how perfectly this matches with this white support line which is coming here. And where this white support line is coming from, it's a massive, back in the days, it was a massive resistance line in 2026, right? If we're zooming out, Vlad, come on, load. You see here, 2026, it was a massive resistance, support and resistance. Then it turned into resistance line. So this is a 6-year support and resistance line. And yes, we could see Bitcoin as going as low as $7,500. And I explained you technically. If you don't believe it, it's okay, bratans. And I hope I'm right, actually, because if Bitcoin goes so low, we will see not only Bitcoin down, we'll see Ethereum crashing to $200, which we can buy back even better. We can buy FXS back lower. We can Avi buy lower. We can, I mean, it will be crazy. I won't say Avis, the rental company, no, but you understand how crazy it would be for us to buy back. So I see it positive. In case we are going right now into bull market, yes, it would be also amazing, because I have a lot of coins for my long-term holding, like FXS and so on, which I bought, which I showed you. I bought a lot of more coins in my holding portfolio, like the decentralized exchange altcoins I showed you in the Telegram group, which is absolutely for free. By the way, you can join the Telegram group, bratans. In a second, I tell you also why we are in a relief rally. Make a registration on Bybit and you get even $100 free long position up to $30,030. Link is down below in the description, bratans. Let's go back. Why it's only a relief rally? It's very clear. I showed you yesterday also in the video. I mean, we saw the same back in 2017. Dump, relief rally to the upside, dump, and after the halving, a pump. The next halving is 2024. So this is when I'm expecting a pump. Yes, right now we can go to this massive resistance line to 35K. Then I'm expecting a dump, maybe even to $8,000. Who knows? But S&P 500 is very overbought. And according to S&P 500, according to the GDP, according to real estate, according to the banking market, it's not possible that we will see a relief rally, not a relief rally, a bull market. If we see bull market right now, if we see right now Bitcoin going to 50K, 60K, 80K, this would be not healthy for the economy, because I mean, like I told you yesterday, you cannot buy something from, you cannot eat Bitcoin, right? I mean, if Bitcoin going to 100K and we see S&P 500, all the companies are going bankrupt, all the banks going bankrupt, I mean, I cannot imagine what the world look like. Then the dollar will be nothing worth, but Bitcoin would be 100,000. But what you can do, I mean, you cannot... You cannot eat Bitcoin. You cannot. It's not a roof over the top. We love all Bitcoin. I just want that you understand the big picture of the economy. So now you know what the PE ratio is, bratans. Now you know that at the moment 15 is for any stock. If you're watching Apple, if you're watching any stock, $15 per earning or per share is a good ratio to going into the market, or to watch like we are watching the S&P 500. When the S&P 500 is cooling down, this is the moment when we will see the S&P 500 again running to the upside, and according to the S&P 500 or in alignment to the S&P 500, also Bitcoin. This is the reason why we are watching S&P 500, bratans. Let us quickly watch on the daily for our day traders and our hourly traders. Yes, if you are in a long position here, please, yes, we are waiting that Bitcoin can hit 34K, 35K. Watch out that your stop loss below the weekly spot and below 25,200 approximately, in case we see here another dump, because on the 5th May, right, and I turn again the moon phases on, we have perfectly predicted that with 70-80% probability based on the past, the gray one is Newman, we see pump, we saw the pump, we took the pump, then I told you we will see a dump on the Newman. Fuck, look how perfectly it works. This is fucking crazy. See, new moon dump, new moon, a little bit consolidation here, new moon dump, like I told you, 70-80%. And on the 5th May here, we will see another new moon, and usually based on the past, the probability the next 3 days after the 5th May, the probability is again 70-80% that we will see pump. So right now we can still, as we are here in the new moon, we could see still here back a drop to 25k before on 5th May or after 5th May we see run to 35k. It's not a financial advice, not a not a certainty. It's all about probabilities. Please do your own research, bratans. I'm not a financial advisor. If you want to have more information, we have 2 altcoin signals today in our Telegram group for free, absolutely. On Discord channel, you can teach. You have a crypto trading course absolutely for free, and you can exchange with other students in the Telegram group, bratans. And you have this save the dates for the next week also in Telegram group, like the Fed meeting is next week, the job report is next week. Very, very important, bratans. So check it out absolutely for free. Just make a registration on Bybit and get your $100 long for free, and also up to $30,000. Thank you everyone for watching, bratans. I kiss you and see you later. Mwah.